For foreigners, Korean houses have many different structures and forms from foreign countries. So what kind of house should I choose? It is not easy to know. Let's take a look at the essential checklist that foreigners need to check if they are chartering, renting, or buying or selling in Korea. When looking for a place to live in Korea, you usually look at the structure of the house, no traces of water leaks, no mold, and the direction. After seeing at least 5 or 6 houses a day, it's easy to get confused about which house has a trace of water leak and which direction it is. In this situation, the houses I have seen so far is vaguely to know which is fine and a contract is made by the broker's recommendation. And move to new house with payments, the balance of moving day. But as time goes by, you can't sleep because the sound of the outdoor until of the factory next door is loud at night. There is a pepper fury nearby which can cause flies, mosquitoes, and nasty smells, so you can't open windows in hot summers or your house is old and you've got a lot of wind in the winter. Not only live 1 or 2 days, but live at least 1 year. If this in case, living day by day can only be pain. So how can we prevent these problems and find a home where we can live comfortably in? The answer is to carry a checklist when you go home. And check the list of defects you found while visiting the house, and this will allow you to choose a home away from home that is relatively comfortable. In reality, however, it is very difficult to visit the house with a checklist. There are not many houses without defects at all, and it is because of the stingy eyes of the landlords and brokers who want to hide the defects of the house. And it's also hard for focus on the checklist because the agent will talk and explain from side to side. In this case, it is recommended to use the memo or note app on the smartphone. You can avoid the feeling of testing too much, and the broker does not bother you because you think you have a personal use when touching the smartphone. Before taking out the checklist, it's a good idea to smile and say, "I really like your home." However, checks should be cool and secure. Also, when you look at the house, you can find a house that works better for you if you draw the structure of the house roughly. Then shall we check the checklist? I'll show you a checklist of 30 items in total. You can sign a house with 20 or more of them. It would be nice if all of the items on the checklist were yes when a house of your choice came, but would it be very difficult to find such a house? If you have more than 20 yes on the following checklist, it is okay to have such a house. Also, checklist 1, 2, and 3 are very basic, so it's best to avoid homes that are marked no here. 1. Does sunlight shine well? 2. Is there any trace of water leaks? 3. Are there molds on the ceiling, walls, or floorboards? 4. Are the electrical outlets damaged? 5. Is the capital coming out well? 6. How is it drained? 7. Are there any damaged kitchen facilities such as sinks, hoods, and cabinets? 8. Is there space for a refrigerator? 9. Are there any damaged facilities such as toilets, shower, and mirrors in the bathroom? 10. Is there a place to put the washing machine? 11. Do you have a balcony? 12. Is there space to dry the laundry? 3. Is the height of the room high enough for the cabinet? 14. Is there a separate service area such as a utility room? 15. Are there screens or windows? 16. Is it well ventilated? 17. Isn't the draft so bad? 18. Do you use electricity and water meters separately? 19. Are security facilities at the main entrance? 20. Is there a parking lot? 21. Are there any hate facilities such as junk shops or factories around your home? 22. Are there any markets or discount marts around your home? 23. Are there park or playgrounds around the house? 24. Are schools, daycare centers, and academies close to home? 25. Is the hospital close to home? 26. Are subway stations and bus stops within 10 minutes walk? 27. Isn't the house too remote? 28. Does the sum of the mortgage and total deposit exceed 60% of the house price? 29. Are the contents of the study documents consistent with each other? 30. How can I get out of the house? Use your checklist to bargain. Carry a checklist to go home and check the necessary parts to make it easier to compare the advantages and disadvantages of different homes. Once you find a house you like, visit it again and check again to see if your sink, stove, hood, ventilator, windows, toilet, faucet, boiler, etc. are broken. That way, you can ask the owner to repair a broken part when you make a contract, and you can reduce your rent by just tens of thousands of dollars, making it difficult to repair. It's a small amount of money for a few thousand won right now, but if you add up for a year or two, it's a lot. Diligent footwork and little effort is the beginning of JTAC. Particularly important part of the charter and rent checklist. It is important to see a lot of yes on your checklist, but the most important thing is to look for the no on the part related to your lifestyle. Since the subway is used frequently, it is better to exclude houses with no 6 to 26 if it is particularly important to be close to the subway station.